Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to the 5-year anniversary of one of the dumbest things that I've ever done on YouTube. But I did it during some of the dumbest times that any of us can remember. What we're going to do today is we're going to go back and watch a live stream that was literally recorded 5 years ago on this very day. And what makes this kind of an interesting moment is that this is August 21st, 2020. Disneyland was closed. Most of the world was closed. Many of us were stuck at home. And earlier that year, I had decided, before the Thanos snap, I had decided that I wanted to go hard on doing YouTube. I'd kind of started and stopped because it's so difficult. And I decided that 2020 was going to be the year that I was going to go all in. Before the pandemic, I bought all the green screen equipment. And then I didn't know this, but like literally just weeks later or months after, or like a month and a half after that equipment showed up, it'd be some of the hardest equipment to buy on the internet because so many people started to do things at home. And I'd already kind of got there a little bit before everybody. So what I was doing these live streams where I was just trying to take people to Disneyland, trying to recreate the magic as many ways as possible. And so what we're going to look at today is a video from 5 years ago. Let me give you some stats on this video. And once I get going, when new people hop in the chat and they go, what's going on here? I'm not going to repeat this part. So if somebody in the chat wants to be polite and kind of give people a heads up, that's great. But I don't want this to be repetitive for anybody who's watching along. But I want to give you the stats for this video. So this video got 339 views. It yielded no subscribers at all. And financially, let me give you these financial stats. Financially, it brought in a cool $36.50. And I believe, let's see, $32 of that was from Super Chats. So thank you 5 years ago, friends. And it got $4.30 from watch time ads. So clearly I was killing it. Okay, that's the setup for what we're doing today. If you're not watching live with us, just wanted to always like to start the live streams to kind of give people an idea of what they're stepping into. If you want to watch it, that's great. Okay, Richo, good to see you here. Good to see Shoshana. Got a lot of my friends. I see that Lydia Lidnut is at home sick with COVID. So how funny that we're watching COVID era content while you have COVID 5 years later. So we're kind of keeping it all together. And let's go. So I'm going to do like a little behind the scenes type vibe and we'll enjoy this. This video is way longer. It's 2.5 hours. But essentially, I made this little reel right here that said live stream starting soon. And the whole idea was to try to get as many people in as possible because I wanted the video to start out with a kind of a reveal. And when you start out with a live stream, you know, you have your lowest amount of people and then the numbers build. So I made this little reel here and I was playing music and I remember sitting in this very room like looking at the numbers and going, I guess maybe when it gets to like 15 or 20 people, I'll go live because I've only got one chance to kind of like surprise people out of the front. So kind of a funny thing to think about of just sitting here like waiting to go live. And so many of my live streams that I did back then, they followed the template of Disneyland attraction storylines where there's something very specific that's supposed to happen and then something goes wrong. And when that thing goes wrong, the audience needs to help Indiana Jones or, you know, whoever it is, solve that problem. The Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket. So I followed that same storyline on a lot of my live streams where there would always be a huge problem. I would address the problem and then I would try to get the viewers to work on that problem with me. And what it did was it created like fun community moments. And this one was maybe the peak community moment. All right, so my trailer looks like it's fading down. Oh, I restarted it. I didn't have enough people there yet. I restarted it because there wasn't enough people, because I'm like, damn, I need at least like 15, 20 people in here before I kick this off, because there's only one first reveal. But the whole idea was to always create the live streams to where you felt like you were getting entertainment value. And I always hated people that just showed up and just read the chat or didn't do anything and just kind of sit around and you know, they were the ones that did it right and I did it wrong, because they would just sit in front of the camera and, you know, just like people be throwing them super chats and just like doing everything to get their attention. But I've always just had the mindset that if you're going to entertain people, you should show up ready to entertain. So all of my live streams always had like a very specific storyline or quest that we were on. And it was fun. It was great creativity, but it didn't work whatsoever. I was absolutely doing it wrong. Okay, let's see if we can skip up here a little bit. Guys, I'm in a bad... Okay. All right, so let's listen to my setup. So I'm like, I'm talking over the music, and I purposely have the music super loud because I'm already trying to create drama. Like, guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm trying to get the chat going. I'm trying to get people talking, and I'm literally trying to get people to fall into my trap. Can you hear me now? You can barely hear me? How about now? Can you hear me? This is never going to work. What did I get myself into? See, right out of the gate, this is never going to work. What did I get myself into? That's that Disneyland classic, you know, theme park attraction. Like, oh no, something's gone wrong. How do we get out? Very faint. Guys, I'm in a bad spot. I'm in a really, really bad spot today, guys. Like a bad spot. I made a deal with the troll and it's not working out. A little bit. That's better. Better. You can hear me now? All right, let me see if I can do this, guys. Oh, man. I should have just stayed with the plan, you know? So keep in mind, people have no idea what's coming next. They're just like, oh, Bricky's doing his weekly. Like, I think I did this on a Friday. Now, like, oh, Bricky's doing his Friday live stream, you know? And, like, they don't know what's getting ready to come next, which I think that the reveal was the fun part. I got cocky. Still not too loud? All right. Well, I'm in a different sort of spot today. I'm not into my office. Sounds like you're on top of Matterhorn. Well, you're pretty close. You're pretty close. Okay. So let me set this up. So it just goes live, right? And I think that I still think to this day, this is one of the funniest things. Because I purposely wanted the first shot to be really wide so that it would just get people into the, like, what in the hell am I watching today? Like, this is something that nobody had done in the Disney space or has done since. I showed this to Eric from WDWNT one night when we were hanging out in his home in Orlando, and he had tears in his eyes. He's like, dude, this is so insane that you did this. What are you guys seeing now? Okay, so you purposely can't see me because I'm trying to get, you know, because people do things and they have their head down when you have a live stream on, because a good live stream can be like a podcast, right? Like, it can just exist in the background. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get as much attention as possible. I'm trying to extend out the moment because you only get one first reveal. Are you guys seeing anything now? See the castle? Can you guys see me? Am I coming through? Is my camera working? Let's go back and just look at that little, like, because I remember that the way that I had my green screen framed, I like came up to make it, like I was underneath like where the shoot angle was. Like I knew where my active area was. And so I got down low and I like fictionally like brought myself up so that it looked like I was coming out of that little hole. Let's go back and just see that just for a second. Wish there was like a little like back. What's up, everybody? Hold on.
The camera to zoom in some more.
There it is.
Are you guys seeing anything now? See the castle? Can you guys see me?
It kills
Am I coming
me every
through?
time.
Is my camera working? What's up, everybody?
Okay, so what makes this hilarious is I had pre-set up these different camera shoots, right? And I could go between them. So during this 2+ hour live stream, sometimes people would just like, you know how it is. You randomly jump on a live stream. Like we've got like 4 more people here than the last time I looked, or 6 more people. You just randomly fall in. So people would like just join the live stream like people do randomly. And they'd go, I hear him talking, but where is he at? And then they would just notice that little bitty me up at the top of the castle.
As you guys know, all I've wanted to do was go to Disneyland. And I made a deal with the troll. And I said, look, troll, all I want to do is go to Disneyland, troll. And so the troll was like, yeah, no problem, Bricky. I can get you into Disneyland. But you know how troll law goes. I'm now stuck at the top of Sleeping Beauty's castle. And I need you to help me get down.
So that became the quest. Help me get out of the castle. And let me tell you, I already know how I get out of the castle. There's only one way I get out. And I have all this pre-recorded, and I only have one shot for my exit. But I stretch it out, and the things that people were doing in the chat, like people were sending in diagrams. People, because we had a Discord, and people were making memes and making diagrams. And like people were literally like, okay, here's the thing. If Bricky jumps down that roof, I believe he could slide over to here. Like it really became like a community quest to get me out of the castle, which was just everything I could have hoped for.
What am I going to do today? What am I going to do? Castle times, man. Castle times. All right. I got to go back down to my laptop. I'm going to put some music on, okay? But my gear's down on the floor of this turret that I'm stuck on. I'll be right back.
All right. So I go down. I don't know. I'm putting music on. What was I thinking?
I'm up in the tower. I'm up here. Can you?
Yeah. So people would just come in and they'd be like, where is he? And then it would just make people
You guys see me? Yo, up here. 1313. Can you see me? I'm up here. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if this camera that Oswaddle set up. Let me see if the zoom works. You guys need me to zoom in? Am I too far away?
Yeah, people are like, we can barely see you. You know, they have no idea how much preparation I did for this. And in fact, I'd spent the entire day before making all my scenes. And then I was like dress rehearsing like how it would work. And Beth came in and she saw me standing against my green screen. And then she saw what was happening on my computer monitors. And she's like, what in the hell is happening in here? And she just shut the door. She's like, I don't want to know.
Grow your hair real long. You think you could climb up on my beard hair? Oh, Milka's going to.
So that's a super chat. Or no, that's not a super chat. That's from Twitch. So that was, I think, maybe 26 cents that somebody just gave me.
Help me. Yeah. You're going to help me get down from the castle. Guys, whatever you do, don't do a deal with troll law. Troll law is the worst. Look what happened to me. I'm totally trolled out. All right. Let me see if I can get the camera to zoom in some more.
Big gap here.
Trying to get this camera to work.
There we go. All right, so this is scene number 2.
Is that better?
So essentially what I did was I created different green screen backgrounds. But the thing that I hadn't really seen anybody do is make green screen foregrounds. So essentially the here I can easily show you over here. So essentially, I'm standing like right here, okay? And I have my green screen behind me. So that's why you can see the castle behind me. But what I did digitally was I put a graphic over the top of my video layer. So I have a graphic over me. I have a layer that is my live shot, and then I have my green screen background. So with this, I could create a sense of depth that something was right there in front of me, which was just kind of like, I hadn't really seen. So on the other angle, it would look like this. So you have a green screen, you have me, right? That's all real world. I kind of look like a penis there, so let's do that. And then I digitally just put a graphic over the top of it, which was just the front of the castle. So that's how I could frame myself in. I mean, I know that it doesn't look like Steven Spielberg or George Lucas, but it's a certain level of creativity that you typically don't see in a live stream or a Disney live stream. I mean, maybe other people do this, but yeah, it was just trying to entertain people. Fuck nah. Thank you so much, bud. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, let's go back in. Thanks for the super. I appreciate it, bud. I mean, with the one super chat, I've almost made more money on this video than I did on the whole 2.5 hours of this thing.
Can you guys see me up here? Guys, I know forced perspective and all, but it looks so far when I go up to the edge. I mean, I am...
The more I move around, the more that it just breaks the whole illusion. But don't worry, there's more camera shoots.
Up here today, guys. This is pretty crazy being stuck. Yeah.
So people are just like talking to me. They're giving me advice. They're doing all kinds of different things. And I would just go back to this other wide shot.
I didn't think that a troll would ever put me in this situation. I knew.
And so I basically had like the troll storyline to kind of follow along with, and then whatever the viewers gave me. And I have to say, it was just absolutely a blast. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I know that I personally had an absolute great time. Thanks, James Brown. Appreciate you, bud. Thank you so much. Doing the thanks list digitally today so I can not have my room be so hot with all the lights on. All right, let's jump back in. James says, this is great. Now I get a reference to being stuck in the castle. Also, don't tell my boss that I'm watching YouTube.
Do better.
Yeah, sorry about the normal time. I got an event I'm going to this evening.
I knew better, but I trusted the troll.
So let's see here. I got the close-up shot up top, but then I also went inside the castle. I think this is the first time. So I think I maybe waited like a half an hour just so I could mix it up for people that were going on the whole journey with me. So it's like, oh, because like when you go see a good concert starts in stages, right? Like they don't show you every gimmick that they have at once. Or same with a show like Fantasmic or World of Color or Disneyland Fireworks. Like you give people an idea of like, oh, there's fireworks. Oh, there's projections on the castle. There's projections on Main Street. They can make bubbles. They can make snow. Like you just keep revealing out more and more different effects so that people feel like the show has an endless amount of possibilities. It's also what is referred to as like a mental reset. So you're like, oh, something new is happening. So when you see a Disneyland fireworks show, and over the course of 15 minutes, here, I'll show you this too, because this is basically how they design their shows. So this is how Disney designs like the emotional arc of one of their shows. So you're standing right here, okay? This is before the show starts. So something big happens that gets your emotions going. But then it kind of falls down to here. But then there's another reveal that's a little bit bigger. And then it falls down a little bit lower. And then it brings it back up to a bigger emotional reveal. And then it might kind of just do this a little bit. And then normally at one part of the show, there's like this part where it goes real low. They kind of get it simplified. And then they bring it up for a reveal, dip it down, bring it up for a reveal, dip it down, and then they go as high as they can. And then that's where the show ends. each one of those dots creates an emotional chapter in the show. So the way that you feel the show after you do a 15-minute show at a Disney park, you feel like invigorated. You have all of this excitement. It's also the way that they design the rides where, there's a big opening scene, but then it calms down because the human mind can only take so much at one moment. So you got to give things a chance to breathe and then reveal. I did all my live streams with the exact same sort of like base knowledge in there. So don't know if you've ever seen that, but they literally graphed out the emotions of an attraction like that. Attic Haunt, thank you so much. Appreciate you, bud. Attic Haunt says, as an East Coast gal, I am appreciating the early stream. There you go. I kind of just go live whenever I go live, knowing that you're always going to kind of catch somebody a little bit different. Appreciate it, bud. Thank you so much, East Coast gal. All right. So this is me doing that. I'm adding in another layer here.
It's not a park. Disneyland is an emotion.
By the way.
And that emotion belongs to the...
By the way, I'm just like one-man show. It's COVID. The park's closed. Like, I'm making this emotional. I'm making this a moment of like, I just want to get back to the park. Like, the world's broken. I mean, I'm out of my mind here for sure.
People. Not an annual passport. Not a ticket. Not a wristband. Walt Disney World. Disneyland belongs to those that are young and young-like in their emotions, in their hearts.
I think it's young and young in heart, but whatever, dude.
And in their minds. It's up to you to open these gates.
I'm like playing like Friday Night Lights music behind me and doing like a Coach Taylor speech, but it's all about Disneyland instead of winning a football game.
It's up to you to choose this moment. It's up to you to choose your Disneyland fate.
What the hell? It's so shitty. Oh my God, I try hard to entertain people, but I got a limited budget and a limited amount of talent, so I do the best I can.
Woo! Woo woo!
Now what am I doing? Oh, I now put on happy music?
I'm stuck on a castle. Not gonna take
So this is the interior of the
being
castle.
in this sacred space. So that
By the way, not the interior of the castle whatsoever, but I needed to create some sort of like internal space so that I could mix it up.
everybody else, I don't care that the Halloween merchandise is out right now.
By the way, somebody in the chat mentioned, man, your beard's longer. Yeah, you couldn't go get haircuts. I mean, this is August of 2020 in California. Like, you were stuck at home. I was sending my barber money once a month because I'm like, hey, man, I want a haircut. I got the money in my budget. Like, here you go.
I care.
Jay Harris, this won no awards. It won no views. It got zero attention. Like, I thought if I did something creative, it like might actually like pop out. It did diddly squat. Other than it created a bond from all the people that were there. It created like a community spirit, and it created a real reoccurring like joke through the community. So, I mean, it was good for the friends that I had, but it did not do anything to grow anything.
That I believe that we can get.
Yeah, Jeff, I was determined at the very beginning of the pandemic, I was not going to let it break my spirits. All right, so I guess I couldn't show the graphics that were. What is this? What's this?
You know what's looking back at me?
What the hell? Why did I put sunglasses on? I'm sure I crafted some sort of like horrible storyline around putting the sunglasses on it. Dedicated to the young at heart. Thanks, James Brown. I appreciate you, bud. Well, you know what? We'll do this. Because we got this. Let's see here. James Brown seems like a trophy type of guy. No, yeah. We'll give James a trophy. There we go. Oh, no. That's not what I'm trying to do. Come on. Come on. But we got to color it. We got to give it to like the James Brown color here. There we go. James Brown. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
A lot of Disney fans.
I like how I almost look like a shitty DJ. We're wearing this like the turret like right in front of me. Looks like it's like my console booth. Oh, you're not Stu anymore. And I did that next to James Brown. My mind is way out of it. Let me go back over here. I mean, James Brown deserves a trophy, but sorry, Stu, or Scruff. Sorry about that. The old dyslexia. My brain just sees things and makes it just kind of makes decisions up. So Scruff skunk. What the hell? Thanks, Scruff. Skunk. Come on. I need to turn that feature off where when I'm writing on my iPad, the ball of my hand hits the like fire up the Siri thing and it drives me insane. All right, let's go back to it.
That seem to have lost their way. A lot of people that thought that a ticket is what made their dreams come true. Not realizing that the ticket is just one part of the key to living your fantasies.
What am I talking about, dude? What am I talking about? All right, so let's see here. It's funny, though. This is such a bad idea that the live streams I've done over on this channel have typically done way better than this one's doing. So it's just a bad idea from the start.
Okay, guys, there's been a breakthrough. Megan Nerble has become a YouTube sub.
It's weird that she became a YouTube sub because when I look at the metrics on this channel, it doesn't show that anybody subscribed. Raphael. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. I'm trying to match the colors of the chats, but it's not really working. There's not enough colors to do that. Yeah, we're going virtual whiteboard today, so I don't have to turn all the lights on. Raphael. I think I got that. Don't hold it against me if I didn't. Why is everything at an angle? Thank you, bud. Appreciate it. Catching another live breaking, no physical whiteboard this time. Key me in, though.
And I'm feeling even more optimistic about getting down. We got one.
So I think that at an hour and a half, I think that might have been the first person that subscribed. But I think they probably unsubscribed because the video doesn't show, the stats doesn't show that it actually got any subscribers. All right, so let's fast forward here. So there was people in the audience were doing all kinds of different like breakdowns and schematics on how I could get out of here. And where it got interesting was I knew how I was going to get out before I started it. I had planned the end scene. And the funny thing is I only had one chance to do the ending.
This is a montage. God, there used to be bricks right here, and I broke them out. Break out the bricks. Force perception.
So, so do you have plans of getting stuck in Disneyland again? No, this did so horrible. I have no plans of doing this ever again. But I don't mind going back and showing everybody what I was up to 5 years ago. So at this point, I think what I'm doing is I'm just trying to like probably like stretch out the live stream. I'm trying to get as many people as possible. I was willing to go like as long as like I felt like I needed to, because I was really hoping that, you know, that this being such a shenanigan, that new people would just be like, he's doing what? And they would just find the fun in it. And yeah, no, not so much. Yeah, CK. 5 years ago today. Today's the exact date of when I got stuck in the castle.
Perspective strikes again.
So now I'm claiming that I karate chopped out those. There used to be bricks there. I'm literally just doing whatever I can to keep it entertaining. And I think maybe I'm hearing the microphone rustle around. I think I was actually wearing a clipped-on microphone. And I think it was messing around on my shirt, but like there weren't DJI wireless microphones at that time. So I'm pretty sure I was wearing like a physical microphone that was like smashed onto me, because I knew that if I was this far away from that far away from my microphone, it wouldn't work. Jay with the Starbucks. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it, bud. That's supposed to be a Starbucks. I think at some point I was just out of material and was literally just trying to find anything I could do to entertain people. And I also remember that the chat was so full of people talking amongst themselves, like coming up with plans. And I was getting hit up on Discord, where a really talented member of our community back then, she created a Photoshop rendering of me as Mary Poppins, and it showed me with like an umbrella floating down from the castle. I think somebody else made Bricky Pan, which was a Peter Pan version of me flying off the top of the castle. I think there was a graphic of me flying Dumbo down. Like, there was a lot of creativity that was happening. And kind of the fun part about all of these like stunts I would do is that I would show up and create the premise, but I don't, you know, it sounds weird to say, but I don't need to be the star of the show. Like, I like to start the conversation. I like to get the community together. But there's nothing that warms my heart more than to just see everybody having fun. And just know that, like, basically on a Friday where everybody's stuck at home because there's a global pandemic happening, that I created a space where, you know, 30, 40 people could get together and have fun and just kind of like, you know, get lost in a dumb moment.
Pull yourself up. Every day's a new day to be a fan.
I'm pretty sure that whenever I went low like that, I couldn't monitor myself and see myself. So there was that. Yeah, Bricky Poppins. I have no idea what I'm doing. I believe that I had created like a happy mix, a dramatic mix, an introspective mix, and I had all of those queued up. So depending on what kind of monologue I wanted to do, I already had kind of like a music selection that would fit that mood. But obviously, like, here's the thing. I can't be in the castle and working my computer. So like I keep dipping down and doing things like out of camera. And I'm pretty sure that I had my mouse on the floor so that I could go down and like do whatever I needed to do. I can't remember how I did that, but I had it all kind of figured out.
Eventually I must jump, but I will fly.
Just imagine that you walk into a live stream and this is what you see. Oh God, what an idiot. I believe CK was there back then on this day. For the great memories, press conferences, Pandemi's awards, nice to see your progress since then. Tip of the hat for the community. Yeah, we did a lot of wild stuff. We did the press conferences. I think it's CK Barry with like 2 R's, I think. But yeah, it was just like an endless stream of just weird live streams. Like one day I brought an entire day of Disneyland back together. I live streamed for 18 hours. I went by the entire schedule. Like we did the flag retreat at 4:30. We did, the first parade at this time, second parade at that time. We did fireworks at 9:30. Like we couldn't ride rides after midnight, but we spent the last hour from midnight to 1 a.m. hanging out on Main Street. Like we did the entire day. It was, I would say, a wild one. Where'd he go?
What would it be like if there was no Freaky Land?
Oh my God, dude. Oh, what a wild. Okay, so we won't punish this anymore. Let's do this. So here's how the ending had to work. I only had one shot at doing the ending, and I'll show it to you and then I'll break it down and then I'll kind of walk you through what the steps were, because it was like at the very beginning, I was waiting for enough people to show up to do the reveal, because you only get one chance to do a reveal. But same with the ending. Like I wanted to make sure there was enough people there to make the ending worth it. And I knew that once I did the magic trick, that the stream was essentially completely over. So I just remember looking at the numbers, looking at the clock, looking at the time, and just trying to manage, when is it time to pull the trigger on the ending of this?
I don't know if I can make it.
Obviously, I had to set up the drama of I don't know if I can make it. This might hurt me. This might kill me.
But I know I can't not try.
Just basically doing a shitty 80s wrestler inner monologue, but out loud, I don't know if I could do it, but I know that I can't not try, just all this stuff. And literally all I'm doing is I'm keeping an eye on how many people are showing up to try to time the exit right.
I'm sure right now Disney's thinking, we can't open. We can't get the gate open. But they have to try.
It was also working in current events of the park being closed, and just trying to make it a real rally cry, or kind of use everything that was going on.
Faith, trust, and pixie dust. That's what's brought us together.
Hey, not a bad merch idea there. What was that? Faith, trust, and pixie dust. Brought us together. Not a bad little phrase. Not a bad little phrase. Not a bad note. Past me.
That's our bond. I'm ready to jump.
So I'm just building up, trying to get the numbers right. Let me see here. Let's skip forward a little bit. I'll know the song that I jumped to.
A hero. Need you to leave a comment, to subscribe, and to ring that bell button.
All right, fictional, pull myself up. Somehow through this adventure, now I'm wearing a button. I'm not really sure where the button came from, but I'm wearing a button.
I'm not a hero. I'm just a man. A man that was burned by a troll. It's time.
Yeah, this is the song that I jumped to. So it's at 2 hours and 27 minutes. I put my time in to try to entertain people that day. The live stream goes to 2:38. So yeah, after I jump, there's not much left, which was wild because the jump created like such an influx of excitement, but it regrettably like forced the stream to come to an end. So everybody was so jacked up, everybody's so excited, but it was like, oh man, now that I got them like all like powered up, I gotta go.
It's time I meet my fate. It's time you stop being afraid. We have more likes than people watching.
I love that even in this moment, I'm like just shitting on myself for having more likes than people watching. All right, let me hit Jay Harris here. I don't know why everything's at an angle today. I don't know why I'm feeling that vibe. Thanks, Jay Harris. Jay Harris says, this is great. Got my wallet hoodie. Nice. And my patch yesterday looks good. I think I'm ready for the parks next month. Question, do you think the patch works on the hoodie? And if so, sleeve or chest? I'd go on the... I already put printing on the sleeves of the hoodie. And it has the walt. I might be tempted to put the patch on the actual hood if I put it on the hoodie. Or down at the bottom of the sleeve. That would be where I would put it. If you put it on the hood, it'd look cool when it's just hanging, just the patches back there. But putting it on the end of your sleeve might be good. But I already did a bicep print on that one, the 1901. And there's the big chest print. So I would either go the end of the hood or the edge of the sleeve. Okay. I will now go in unobstructed. Thanks, JRS. I appreciate it. And thank you for supporting the shop. Me and Beth appreciate it. Okay. I'm going to let it rip. We'll watch the jump, and then we'll break it down on the other side.
The numbers don't matter. It's the magic that matters. I got so lost. I didn't realize it was the community that mattered.
Keep in mind, too, I know that I have to time this to this song. I've picked out this song. I'm playing this song. I know where the jump happens. So I'm basically just like buying time, making it all like line up because there's a certain emotional tone that I want to hit. And so I'm just waiting for that to sort of show up. What's up, Jerry? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. All right, let's hop back in. Faith, trust, and pixie dust. It's not bad. All right, let's hop in. Here we go. building up the suspense.
Woo! Woo woo!
I was like, damn it. If somebody super chats or like donates right when I do this, it could mess up the whole rhythm of it. So I was like, not that I don't want people to donate, but I was like, oh man, like I kind of wish there was a way to put it on pause for the next 90 seconds.
This one's for all the citizens. This is for all the citizens, all the dreamers, all the people that believe in Disney, that believe in Bricky. This is for you. This is for you.
It's even funnier. It's even funnier 5 years ago. 5 years later. Okay. So I knew when the song got to a certain moment that I had to switch over the scene. I found a green screen animation of a guy falling. And so I did what we refer to as a monochrome, where basically you, so real, right, Amanda? You basically select chroma key, you select the green, and then it removes the green, so it makes it transparent. So I knew that I had to play that. And so basically the way that it worked is I hit play on a scene. And in that scene, I have to make sure that I'm not on camera. It plays the animation of the guy falling. And then it basically had, I think I put maybe like 5 seconds of space at the end. So that scene will play. And when that scene's done, it disappears. So what I had loaded underneath it was an aerial shot of the Compass Rose out front of the castle. So essentially, the way I did it was I hit play, okay? And then as he's falling, I backed up against my green screen like this. So if I got against the wall like that, and then it changed your perspective of the camera, it would look like, instead of looking at things, in this plane, like the traditional horizontal plane, they would be looking down vertically. So I had like 5 seconds to get lined up on the wall and hope that the animation plays properly, that it loads the thing underneath. Like I had practiced it, and Beth came in and saw me like against the wall. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. The night before when I was practicing it, but let's watch one more time now that you kind of know like the different steps. Oh, I think I didn't go back far enough. Yeah, there I am.
This is for you. This is for you.
One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. I just heard me back into the wall. Maybe I put longer than 5 seconds. That was the other thing too, is that I had a playlist built, a jump playlist. So I knew when that song ended, there would be like a bit of silence. And then this is the recovery song. So I'm like, my eyes are closed, so I can't monitor anything. So when I got up against the wall, I'm just assuming that everything worked the way that it was supposed to. And so I hear the piano, the boom, 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 boom. And then that was my cue to open my eyes. And I'm like trying to look over at the chat as hard as possible to see if it actually worked. Because at this moment, I literally don't know if it worked or not, if it's all hung up.
What happened? Did they subscribe?
Woo! Woo woo!
I always love in movies when like a dude's dying in the alley and he's spitting up blood. This is my version of spitting up blood.
I'm having a hard time breathing.
Woo! Woo woo!
Oh my God. I was up there.
Woo! Woo woo!
So ridiculous.
I got 20 people to watch.
I got 20 people to watch. I mean, dude, the hours and effort that I put into this when I'm so dumb. Because literally I saw people sitting on a couch just reading a chat. And I go, that looks too easy. That doesn't look like entertainment. I need to give people more. Story of my life. Gave people more, got back less. Oh, those aren't super chats. Those are from Twitch because I was streaming this both on Twitch and on YouTube. And so those are Twitch bits. So if somebody sent 100 over, that's $1, I believe, or 50 cents. I can't remember if a bit was worth a penny or half a penny. So yeah, that's like basically I'm the guy playing on the street and people are throwing nickels in my guitar case.
What?
Oh, the best people, JT
Still
Kel.
there.
Woo! Woo woo!
Guys,
Woo!
Oh, those weren't $1 each.
Woo! Woo woo!
did we do it? Did we go viral?
No, you did not go viral and you still haven't. Those were $1 each, JT. I would have been cruising on the cash that day.
Did it happen? Did somebody follow my channel? Did I get as much as people at their kitchen table?
There's me like low key talking shit.
Did I get as much as the people that just bring bad news? Open your eyes.
Okay. Vanilla Sky is my favorite movie. It's very bleak, it's very dark, it's very depressing, but I absolutely love it. And during the pandemic, I would watch the ending of Vanilla Sky over and over again because essentially Tom Cruise sees his entire life flash in front of him. And during, COVID, when you're sitting at home, there was a lot of looking back on your life and thinking about all the things that you did because you were in the most bizarre version of your life. And so I would watch that movie over and over again. And sometimes I would just watch on YouTube, just the ending scene with Sigur Rós playing and Tom Cruise flying through the sky and just it's a great Cameron Crowe interpretation of what it looks like to have your life flash in front of your eyes. So me going, open your eyes. That's my homage to that movie and Penelope Cruz saying that to Tom Cruise.
Get as much as the people that just bring bad news. Open your eyes.
CT says that opening Times Square scene is rad. So the opening scene of Vanilla Sky, where Tom Cruise is driving the muscle car through Times Square and there's nobody out. And so he gets out of his car and he runs as hard as he can through Times Square. That actually inspired the way that I shoot my Disneyland videos, to where I get to the park super early or I go really, really late. And I can't do it for the vlog, because there's not that many of those moments. But for my main channel, hey Bricky, the way that I shoot the park super empty like that is inspired by Vanilla Sky, because I just think that it makes everything feel so much more impactful when it's not covered with people. And I think there's a certain magic to having Disneyland by yourself. So that's why on days that I shoot, I get up at 5 o'clock. I'm out the door by 6. I'm pulling into the parking garage like right when it opens at 7. I'm on Main Street waiting to film by 7:15, 7:30. And kind of a funny side note is just the last couple of months, instead of like waiting in the hub with everybody, I started sitting on the porch, and I started talking to Frank like over the last month. And I was sitting on the porch with Frank the Thursday before he passed away. And it was wild when I saw the news on Sunday morning. Because like, man, I was literally just talking to the guy 2 days ago, and there was zero indication that he was ready to hang it up and call it quits. So not saying I was someone who knew him, like close, but over the last month I'd created a habit of sitting on the bench with him. And then when the clock would go off, then I would walk down and film. And so people would always stop and get a photo with Frank. And I don't think Frank knew that I did YouTube or whatever. He just knew I was a guy that had a camera. And people would stop and ask me for photos. And one day Frank told me, he's like, "You're getting almost as famous as me." And I love that. So yeah, that was cool. Rest in peace. Great potato.
Friends, I want you to know I did this. I did this for you, not for me.
No, not for you at all. So selfless.
Avenge my fall. Am I a real boy now? I need the cocoa. I need to drink the cocoa.
So a long-time recurring joke on the channel and the live streams is I still to this day haven't seen the movie Coco. Nothing against the movie Coco. I'm sure it's amazing. From what one of my very best friends told me, it'll absolutely break me because I had a very, very close relationship with my grandmother. But I haven't seen that movie. I haven't seen most Disney movies or Pixar films. I don't really enjoy watching animated features. I get too hung up on the construction of the art, and it takes me out of the actual storytelling itself. Like I get so hung up on the illustration and the design and like, oh man, how did they do this or how did they do that? And so I just don't enjoy it. So I don't watch it. And I don't watch a lot of movies in general. So one day I was standing in DCA, probably I think it was in 2019, around this time when Halloween was in the park, and they were doing the Coco show. Well, I thought that Miguel was Coco. I thought that was that character's name. I didn't know at the time that his name was Miguel. And so my friend, Carrie, goes, have you seen Coco? Because he knows I haven't seen hardly any of the Disney movies. He goes, have you seen Coco? And I go, oh, yeah. Story about the little skeleton that drinks the cocoa so he can become a boy. And my friend Carrie thought that was so funny. And then that just carried over onto the channel to where I would always say that Coco was the story of a little skeleton who drank the cocoa and then he could become a real boy, kind of infusing a little bit of Pinocchio into it. So the reference here is, do I need to drink the cocoa so that I can become a real boy? Because, I don't know, maybe I've passed on to the other life, the afterlife here.
You're a real boy now. I need the cocoa. I need to drink the cocoa.
Woo! Woo woo!
Look at that, 26 cents.
I need the cocoa. Can I crawl over to the cocoa?
Now, granted, the camera shot is supposed to be down. I'm leaning on a wall, so I'm doing like this to like crawl out of frame because if I just I gotta see it through, right? Like I can't bail at this point. I've been going for 2 hours and 31 minutes. I got to keep going.
Where's the cocoa?
I'm sure it's an amazing movie. I just don't watch many of those movies.
Cocoa.
Woo! Woo woo!
All right, crawling back up with now he has the cocoa. But how could you hold coffee at that angle?
I drink the cocoa.
Now, keep in mind, I love in movies when a dude dies in the alley and blood comes out of his mouth. My preferred way of dying is I want to get shot in an alley with Beth banging on my chest, cursing at me, saying, "Don't you go." I always dream that my death will have somebody cursing at me. Like, "Don't you go, you MFer. Don't you effing leave me." I mean, she couldn't say that with these kids because we don't have any kids. Well, "Don't you effing leave me with Uncle Larry." But I just always love the scene where somebody's dying and the way that they leave their life is people being like, "Don't you effing go." And they're just banging on them. And like, you want to know that people are going to be bummed that you're leaving. None of this like crying and holding your hand bullshit. I want my chest being pounded on. So this is kind of my idea of reenacting that.
Did you change the stream title? Well, I was stuck, but now my arms are broken. What do you want me to do?
Woo! Woo woo!
Drink the cocoa, become the boy.
Now I'm trying to figure out how this would work at the angle that I'm supposed to be at. It's running all down me.
Guys,
Oh, I think I clipped the microphone to my headphone cable. I think that's what I did.
hope you have a good weekend. Thank you for helping me not go viral.
Thank you for helping me not go viral.
I couldn't do it without any of you.
Woo! Woo woo!
Thank you, Dark Wave. I feel your Dark Wave. I wish I could get up, but I just fell from the top of the castle. I love you all.
Woo! Woo woo!
Oh, Alexander, it was so hard not to like not just pound the coffee during the whole time I was stuck in the castle.
I need the cocoa to make me whole.
Woo! Woo woo!
I fell from so high. I fell from so high. I was so high. I was so high.
Keep in mind at this moment, the chat is just going like there's not a lot of people in the chat. I don't know, there's like 20, 30 people watching. But the chat is going brrr. I mean, everybody who went on this journey with me is just going nuts because it was so unlike anything that anybody had done, including myself.
Woo! Woo!
Thanks, Mars. I appreciate you always being here to help me not go viral.
Woo!
I was at the top. I was at the top of the castle.
What an actor.
I could feel the magic.
And so I don't really have any content at this moment, but everybody's having so much fun, like laughing and talking amongst each other that I don't want the party to end. So I'm just riffing it out.
Magic rises to the top like heat. It's so hard to drink.
Woo! Woo woo!
The cocoa on your back.
Woo! Woo woo!
The cocoa.
I remember my shirt just being so covered with coffee and being cold. I just feel like this is horrible.
It's getting so dark in here. It's getting so dark. I'm so cold. Show my button. Tell him my name was Mark. Tell him my name was Bricky Mouse. I wasn't a citizen.
Yeah, the microphone is attached to my cable.
I was never a citizen.
This is the ongoing, still, I mean, it's 5 years later and I still don't have a Citizen of Disneyland button. Now, let me explain. People have tried to give me the Citizen of Disneyland button, but I want to accept it the way you're supposed to. I want a cast member that doesn't know who I am to see me display being a Citizen of Disneyland and then reward me with a Citizen of Disneyland button. I'm not going to just walk up there and get it or have somebody mail me one. I want to earn it the way that you're supposed to earn it. Evidently, after over 1,000 visits, I've never been a citizen of Disneyland.
But I loved it more than anyone. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I was once at the top. I was at the top of my game. And now I lay here, drinking the cocoa.
So there you go. Gotta watch The Fall one more time. Literally one of my prize.
This one's for all the citizens. This is for all the citizens, all the dreamers, all the people that believe in Disney, that believe in Bricky. This is for you. This is for you.
You're actually a second off. But dude, the best is the camera reveal. There we go. Did it. Nailed it. All right, friends. There is the 5-year look back at being stuck at the castle. Things have definitely changed, but still going at it, still doing it, kind of starting to figure it out. But yeah, those were wild times. And I cannot tell you the amount of frustration I had on like putting in so much extra effort and getting such minimal results. I really can't believe that I made it 5 years later because it was bleak at best back then. Oh my God. No, ILM couldn't do it better, Jay Harris. Not on that budget. Not on the budget that I was creating with. All right. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate everybody for coming by for the weekly live stream. Starts a little bit earlier. I got an event in Los Angeles that I'm going to this evening that I'll be filming for the vlog. So I had to scoot it down. I will be here next Thursday. And next Thursday, I have a special announcement to make over here on the live stream. So hopefully I'll see you then and we'll show up and we'll have a good time. To the 20 people, 30 people that watched this on the day that it happened, I cannot thank you guys enough. I know not everybody's still on this journey, and part of being a creator is you keep moving forward and your audience keeps moving all around you, and you lose people as you go on. This has been true in every creative endeavor that I've had. Like, the people just kind of come and go. But for those of you that are still here, I sincerely appreciate you going on this wild ride with me. And for those that fell off, they won't hear this, but appreciated nonetheless. It's been an amazing journey. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to do this week, I was like, I feel like the castle stunt was probably about 5 years ago. Strix, thank you so much. Dude, I hope you laughed. I hope you found some good stuff in here, Strix, because I wanted to watch this and share it with everybody because I knew that like probably most people here had never seen this before, and it would just be kind of like a wild way to look at where things were at, how they were going, and kind of give you a little indication of how we ended up here. Oh, that doesn't help if you can't see it. Also, too, before we go, I want to thank CK Barry, Jay Harris, Jerry, Attic Hunt, James Brown, Strix, Ruffalo, blah, 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 Fanuka, Scruff Skunk. I want to thank myself for coming up with Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust. And I also want to thank Jay for the Starbucks. Oh, Scruff Skunk's back. ×2. We're going to make it a custom when I do this. You get an icon it too. Let's see. Is there a skunk? Skunk. No. There is skull, though. There you go. Come on, Apple. Too many extra steps, dude. Too many extra steps. Should just be able to, when I'm touching it, I should just be able to drag it. Come on. Don't even ask me how you rotate it. All right, there's your skull. Thanks, bud. I appreciate the double. All right, as I was saying, thank you so much to everybody who, and I know you're not James Brown. Sorry. My brain sees stuff and then just makes conclusions on what it's seen, and I apologize. Thank you, Stu. That's who it was. You were Stu. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you here next Thursday, live stream, regular time, big announcement. Looking forward to hanging out with everybody. And yeah, week full of content. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first day of Halloween, and I will be covering it over here on the channel. I'll be putting up a video tomorrow that I'll be editing from the park, showing the first day of Halloween. And then on Saturday, I'll also be posting over here this week, showing what the first night of Halloween was like. And then the Hey Bricky video of this week will be showing up on Sunday. I wasn't able to get the video out last Saturday because I have my first ever sponsored video. And I didn't realize how much extra effort it is to put ads inside your video. But I tell you, I made a good ad. And once again, I went above and beyond and I made a good ad. Because if I'm going to put an ad in my video, I also want it to be perceived as content and I want it to be fun for everybody. So I believe it or not, I went above and beyond. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I got to get out of here and start cruising up to LA. It's going to be miserable driving up there, but I'll have fun when I get there. I appreciate you all. I hope you enjoyed this. K-Bell. Not sure what I clicked on, but I laughed hard. Can't wait to order my Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust t-shirt. Well, it's going on the list. It's going on the list. It's going on the list. All right, everybody. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Thank you so much.